everybody, Ramblin Mike here. Going to play with the Ace of Swords today. Going to share with you a couple of my favorite Ace of Swords. It just helps to get the flavor of the Ace of Swords. It shows you different artists' concepts. You know, everything speaks just a little different. That is the beauty of the tarot, the beauty of having different decks. I'm going to show you a couple of them real quick, and then I'm going to read out of some books, read out of my journal and all that about the Ace of Swords here today. First one that I want to share with you is the Druid Craft, a personal favorite of mine. Absolutely love this. It's an amazing deck. It is rather large though, and in my opinion it's necessary to trim this particular deck. It's just so large, it's just challenging to use. But once you get those big borders off of it, it's a gem, a must-have in my opinion. And I do have a video on how to trim decks. That's over in my playlist, Ramblin Mike's Tarot Time. There'll be how to trim your tarot decks. But definitely shows the hand of the divine with the Ace of Swords right there, the clarity and truth coming out of that old ocean of emotion that sometimes we can get a little drowned in. You know what I'm talking about. The second one I wanted to share with you is out of the Witch's Tarot. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've trimmed this one as well. Shows the clarity and truth of that Ace of Swords. I love the eagle flying around. It always talks with me about the divine or the expansion of consciousness, high-flying vibration. Very fun Ace of Swords is from the Santa Maria Tarot right there. Definitely a little on the macabre, but a fun deck. Another Ace of Swords, it's one of my favorites, is from the Steampunk Tarot. That's a fun one right here. You know, you can see the little electricity just shining on the old, or hitting the sword right there, the epiphany that can come, you know, represented by the Ace of Swords. Another fun one is my Star Tarot. A beautiful deck. I love the artwork in it. But once again, in my opinion, mandatory trim. It just has massive borders. It's almost too big to use, but trimmed down, it's quite usable. The artwork is amazing. The Ace of Swords with the Star Tarot. And definitely one of my favorites is the Ace of Swords from the Tarot Apocalypta. This is the story of Odin. There's Odin's crows, has the runes, has the tree of life in it that Odin hung himself in. I think it was 9 days. I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments. You know, the price he paid for the wisdom of the esoteric to learn the runes actually gave an eye to open the eye. It's a beautiful representation of the Ace of Swords, and this book is amazing. With each one of these cards tells about those old mythological gods. Another one, of course, of my favorites, you know, it just goes without words right here, is the Starman Tarot. I love this Ace of Swords. It's just stunning, breathtaking. The artwork in this deck is amazing. Another one of my favorites is Mr. Marchetti's The Grand Lux Ace of Swords. And again, the eagle up there, the expansion of consciousness, the high-flyingness, the divine. This is the Ace of Swords with the Victorian Romantic Tarot. It's just a gorgeous deck, and it definitely shows that angelic being with the Ace of Swords sitting beside her. And the Tarot of Prague. It's probably the most, you know, with the old Rider-Waite. The one that represents the Rider-Waite the best would be this one out of this deck. I love the crown on it. because when it's in reverse, you can definitely see that that crown's upside down. That crown always represents integrity to me. And you know, when integrity is upside down, I can definitely talk about lies. All right, I'm going to read out of some books for you. I'm going to show you some stuff out of my journal. This is what my journal looks like. You can use these videos if you want to put your journal together. You can hit that pause button. I'm going to go through some buzzwords. I'm going to go through some traditional interpretations of these cards. So here we go. The Ace of Swords, a brilliant idea. The Ace of Swords is the symbol of strength, power, and thought. It is the symbol of intelligence, the rationality of the mind, and the ability to communicate well. How important that is. The blade of the sword represents intelligence and language and the ability to solve problems. The card expresses other forms of power, as the crown is a symbol of divinity, royalty, and material power. The olive tree, a symbol of peace, and the palm, the symbol of spiritual triumph. These are all gained by the flash of insight that this card represents. Love it. Traditional interpretations. In the upright position, a fabulous idea, an inspired insight, triumph, victory, achievement, and excitement. I like this. A hole in one. The power of the mind. A flash of insight. I love that. Crowning success. It's absolutely gorgeous. A unified idea, principle, or concept of the world around us. A unifying principle. This is nice. Cosmic order. Boy, that goes along with that Odin one right there. Organization of concepts. The necessary foundations for knowledge. This is nice, huh? Paradigms. Logic, observation, communication of thoughts and ideas. Ideas at the very beginning stages. Ooh, this is nice. Thoughts before action. Wisdom and knowledge. Giving logical form to something. Providing expression for an idea. The beginning of a process of discovery. Law. Objective truth. A little more on traditional interpretations, and I'm going to give you some buzzwords. Truth as the highest cause. Philosophy. Pure thought and conception. Ideas and abstract thinking. Critique from all sides. Clear-cut answers. I like that. Illuminating the answers through logic. Justice and oaths being sworn and kept. The power of words. Initial ideas. Internal inspiration. Love it. Beautiful stuff. Classic traditional interpretations of the reversed Ace of Swords, or negatively aspected. Efforts made in vain. The fall. Decadence and ruin. Damnation. Decay. And even a joy obstructed. Sexual problems. Brutality. The mind in chains and closed thinking. Lies. lack of organization of thoughts and ideas, ideas based on poor foundations, chaos, blockage of communication, disorder of the mind, a weak mind, lack of ideas. A couple of buzzwords for the reverse, just a couple here: confusion, chaos, lack of clarity. And a good bit of buzzwords for the upright position of this Ace of Swords: responsibility, achievement, conviction, idea, accountability, clarity, truth, justice, idea, start, honesty, clear, opportunity, thought, genesis, intelligence, brilliance, determination. I like this one. Discernment. Couple more buzzwords: speaking, mind, knowledge, ideas, words, peace, justice, wisdom. I know I'm going over a couple of them, but raw power, victory, breakthrough, mental clarity, intuition. Fun stuff right there. Powerful. I love the Ace of Swords. And the aces are always about new beginnings, and the aces are always about from the divine. Always represents the divine, handing you that Ace of Swords. I got a little some here I want to share with you before I go. The Ace of Swords, the breath of life. In the beginning was the Word, and the thought, and the idea. At the start of all things, there was the first sharp intake of breath, and the following cry of the newborn child. From the clouds of the unknown I pierce through to the light, and thrust truth into life. For I am not a sword wielded in war, but a sword wielded in peace. Yet even in peace I may cut to the quick. And many are the casualties, for no idea, proposition, or statement may go unchecked or untested. All weakness and imperfection will be revealed. Careful critiquing I embark upon. Upon my blade all oaths are made. With my knife's edge I distribute justice. With my motion and my stillness, I am the maker of kings. Speak the truth, and I am with you. Conceive the first whisper of an idea, I am there. I am the triumph of wisdom for wisdom's sake. I am the true lover of wisdom, the philosopher. I penetrate to the core of all things, so that I may dare to know. The Ace of Swords. Hey, hope you guys are enjoying these. I am. Namaste. Love and light. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.